Can you remember back to before you were a mentor teacher and some of your thoughts about becoming one, and then when and why you finally decided to accept a student teacher?
I would say what influenced me the most in thinking about becoming one was the people who helped me along my way. And in thinking about becoming one, it really stood out, those people that gave me some tips, some guidelines, where to find things, how to network, how to keep up to date. And really, especially when you're a second language teacher, you're often alone in your school. And the only way to stay connected is talking to others in other schools sometimes. And so it was a great opportunity for me when it came about that I could think about working with new teachers and sharing what I knew or what little I knew at the time, and that made me learn so much more along the way.
So you actually then would end up with a second language colleague for the period of the practicum or field experience.
Absolutely, and we learned so much from each other and working together, and it really refreshed me as a teacher, and I was able to provide some new suggestions and ideas, and made me really think about why I do what I do or a certain way I do something. Especially she would ask sometimes, why do you do it that way? And I'd have to think, why do I?
Can you give any kind of a more concrete example of one of those kinds of moments?
I would have to say during one of the lessons, some of what my student teacher was doing at the time was very grammar based, very written, and I was trying to think of how could I motivate her to use all 4 competencies. And so we came up with some joint games and how to use vocabulary without necessarily speaking in English, but how could we use the target language and try to get students to understand and comprehend in that second language. And so we came up with some games together, and she came up with one and I came up with one, and then we both had a little bag of tricks after the fact.
Okay, great. Well, of course, the development of a repertoire is so important in a beginner teacher's early career, and I know that an experienced teacher will never turn down an opportunity to expand a repertoire as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good.